Hey everyone, it's your girl Avalon, and today I'm going to be doing a houseplant tour. So I'm going to be showing you all the plants that I own. It should be called bedroom tour because they're all in my bedroom because I'm the only plant lover in my family. So yeah, they kind of have to stay all in my room, but I've got a wonderful little jungle in here, mainly collections of aroids that I've been collecting for the past year, but I definitely have amassed quite a lot in that 1 year. And get excited to see all the plants that I have. So if we start over in this corner of my room, this is my desk. It's kind of turned into a plant shelf, but we'll ignore that for the moment. This is my Philodendron micans. It's a beautiful species of Philodendron. So it's an aroid. It's been putting out some new leaves, which is very kind of it. It is also on a moss pole, which has been really nice. My friend Azaya Plants made them for me. It just means that all the roots get a really nice pole to stick onto and then keep climbing up. So this is where we're heading right now. The next one I have here is my Monstera siltepecana. Unfortunately, I did give him the chop recently just because he was getting very leggy and I didn't have a moss pole or anything for him to climb up. So I've just got all his leaves here and my plan is to wrap them around and get him crawling up this moss pole, which will be exciting. This is where I keep all my propagating babies, where I have some things rooting in sphagnum moss, some plants that I just think need some extra help. So if we start on this side, I do currently have some micans. Yeah, I think that's all micans in there. They're currently rooting in water. I actually prefer sphagnum moss and I've been chatting with a lot of plant experts and I think I'm gonna move to sphagnum. But as you can see, if you can see, they've been putting out lots of new roots. If it'll focus, yeah, lots of new roots. And it's been producing some wonderful new leaves, which is really exciting because they've just got a beautiful velvet sheen. Anyway, so moving on, we have a really beautiful Monstera adansonii, perhaps that's how you say it. I think you all know the one I'm talking about. It's not a bleaker, never a bleaker. It's a beautiful Swiss cheese vine. And then moving on, we have a really beautiful, let's pull this one out. It's a really beautiful gloriousum. It's got a really weird shaped leaf. No one really knows why it's such a circle. It could have just been a deformed leaf that came out. But if you look, I have it rooting in sphagnum. And if we just look down here, we can see that there's a new leaf forming. So that's really exciting. I'm excited to see how this velvet baby also grows. We have a few more in here. We have a rhaphadophora tetrasperma. It's just got one leaf, but it did have a node and it had produced roots. So here's hoping that it does some more. I've got a little, okay, this guy's kind of dying. Ignore the fact that it's dying. It'll probably be moved to rehab soon. I do have a rehab station. That's where plants either go to die, rest in peace, or they come back, they make it back. But really, it's a test of survival there. So this is the saddest example, but basically this is a rhaphadophora hayii. Funnily enough, this guy is related to the tetrasperma, the one that kind of looks like a monstera. It's actually a shingling plant and it produces much bigger leaves if it's shingling up something. I'm a firm believer if you talk to your plants, they'll love you back. Then I have a pilea. I mean, I call it a pilea, but Americans call it a pepperiomoides, but this is your Chinese money plant. It's going okay. Yeah, it's going. And then the most exciting thing I have in here, there are tiny little shoots inside and they are Anthurium crystallinum cross hybrid seedlets, that's not a word, seeds. And I'm so excited. I'm currently have them propagating in sphagnum moss. Most of them are germinated and they've been producing tiny little baby leaves. And I'm really excited to see what these grow into. It's going to be a labor of love and it's going to take a really long time, but I do like that about houseplants. So that's my mini greenhouse. So moving on to my epic plant wall bench. This is where I have all my kind of prized possessions. So the first one I have here, this is serious. Here's my Alocasia regulina or my Alocasia black velvet. Just the most beautiful Alocasia. One of the first plants I ever got, and this really got me in love with the velvet plants. And then moving down, we have a silver sword Philodendron. The name has escaped me. I'll put it in this video. It begins with H. And then one of my prized babies, this is a Philodendron glorious. So it's a hybrid with melanochrysum and gloriousum. It's just got the most beautiful leaf patterns. And it is currently, if we can see, yes, it's currently treating me I talk about plants like they're my children. no one else understands except for plant people. If you can see, yes, it's currently treating me to a new little plant baby, so I'm really excited to see the new leaf. I'm hoping it will be as glorious, pun not intended, as this leaf. So moving on, we have some little propagation setups. I just chuck them in water. So this is the rest of Percy, who's my siltepecana. I'm just trying to root him so that I can then put him back in the soil so that he can grow from the moss pole. And then I also have this really beautiful Begonia maculata variety. We don't think it's a hayii, but it's really beautiful. The spots are stunning. So this is my beautiful Philodendron pink princess erubescens. It came to me in a bit of a sad state, as you can see by this leaf. It's lost its color. Even the pink sections aren't as vibrant anymore, but that's okay. She's a rescue plant. I just randomly gendered my plants. There's no pattern to this, but it has been rewarding me with, this is a new leaf I've been rewarded with, which is really beautiful. And we have so many more coming on the way, so I'm really excited to see how this plant grows. This scindapsus pictus is just utterly beautiful. I fell in love with the painted leaves. It is also an aroid. It's just stunning. I have it also trailing up a moss pole. This is actually a shingling species, which not many people know. So if you have it trailing up correctly, this is not, I just wrapped it around. This is not the correct way. But if you do have it developing up something, it will actually shingle, so the leaves will be produced much closer together. I cannot remember the name of this one, so I'll just put it up here somewhere. But it's really beautiful. It's also currently putting out a new leaf, which is great. This is my Philodendron gloriousum. It is one of my most prized possessions. I basically grew it back to life. This was one of its first leaves. It had curled and it was kind of dying. I chopped off the other leaf anyway, so it went from, I'll show you the development. So it went from this leaf to then it produced this leaf, so a lot healthier and a lot more velvet, and it didn't have any diseases. Just the back of the plant was really, really healthy. And then from there, I was so lucky that it produced this glorious, beautiful leaf. It's so velvety. It gets beautiful sun, and it hasn't stopped there. So it's produced another leaf, which is a bit damaged, but that's okay. We do have, as you can see, we have a new leaf coming along. So now we're moving on to kind of my most prized possession. So this beautiful specimen is an Anthurium crystallinum. I'm probably pronouncing that really incorrectly, but I'll write all the names down in the bio. It is a stunning velvet leafed plant. It's just like, the leaf is huge. This is my hand and this is the leaf. Why I'm really glad I have a mature form is the little babies that are in here are actually very similar to this. So this was the mother plant, and then there was a father plant of an unknown Anthurium, a velvet species. So it looks similar, but it's so exciting to think that these tiny little babies, all those green little ones, are going to turn into something as big and beautiful as this one day. You can see it close up, yeah, like that. It's just got this beautiful metallic sheen. As you can see, there is a new leaf forming, just this bit here. So I'm really excited to wait and see. It's going to take a while probably. She's probably going to take a while to settle in. I've had her for about a month now, but I just can't get enough of her. So if we keep going, this is my beautiful Alocasia frydek. It's just an incredible, I just love it. Like, it's also got velvet leaves. I thought it had been quite unwell because I had left it when I went on holidays, but it is putting out a new leaf, so I'm really excited to see what that looks like. Moving on, we have another one of the few begonias in my collection. This is also a Begonia maculata variety. It's not hayii. It was sold to me as one, but we're pretty sure, having conferred with other people, that it's not. Anyway, I still love it. I think it's beautiful. It's a really lovely variety. Next to it is a Philodendron something, I can't remember the name, but it's really beautiful. I love that little bit of green patterning on it. I can't wait for it to produce another leaf. As you can see, it's just it in the pot, so that'll be exciting. Look, this once was a begonia. Actually, truth be told, it used to look like this. It used to have those really beautiful big droopy leaves, but quick zoom back to this one. It does not. In here, I just have some more things propagating. But anyway, this is a really beautiful Alocasia ebony. I don't know its official name, I only know its nursery name. But I also rescued this plant, but it's been putting out so many beautiful new leaves for me. It doesn't have much veining on the back, so I bought it more for just this beautiful front arrow-shaped leaf. And then I was recently gifted this gorgeous Alocasia wentii, but it has these beautiful dark purple undersides, and especially when it's a mature plant and it's really, really big, you can grow this in the ground. They're just stunning. So I'm really excited for mine to grow, give me some babies. Yeah, exciting times. The truth is, if Professor Umbridge was ever a plant, it would probably be this one, just because it's a pain in the ass. That's all I'm gonna say. I absolutely love this plant, and its beautiful red foliage is incredible, but it's a pain. If I look at it the wrong way, it dies. If I water it just that bit too much, it dies. If I don't water it enough, it dies. So the fact that it's producing some new leaves is a good sign. We have hope. I probably will end up giving these away just because I'm finding them really difficult to look after in where I live, but I'm sure they do thrive elsewhere. It's probably just me who's doing the wrong plant care. We're almost done. So this is a beautiful Zico Cactus, which is really nice. I want to say Zico Cactus, it may be a Ripsalis, so let's just pretend that's a no ID plant for the moment. This is definitely a Ripsalis. I have two really beautiful devil's ivy. This is the neon, you call it a neon pothos as well. This one, and then I just have your kind of stock standard on my shelf. They're both low light, so I just keep them on my bookshelf. And then moving down here, we have this really beautiful, this guy, we can take, oh my gosh, wow, this is going great. This guy is actually a baby from this one. So this, after having the Alocasia regulina Sirius for about 6 months, it produced this little baby. This baby's going off to a lovely aroid swap, where I will be getting a pastizanum, a Philodendron pastizanum, so exciting times. So he just sits there. Then we have a beautiful peanut cactus. Ooh, this is another Ripsalis. This is a succulent of some sort. And then this is a begonia variety. All of these are for sale, so I just kind of keep my sale stuff elsewhere. As you can see, it hasn't made it to my special aroid shelf, so yeah, it can stay there. And then last but not least, actually there's one more plant. I have this funky succulent, and then down here, look, I've put it down there because it's gonna die. Basically, I had a really beautiful, this is a, what's called African violet. And it was going really well until someone overwatered it when I was on holiday and it all died. So yeah, that's fun. It can just stay down there. But that's kind of it for my room. I do have a giant Alocasia serine outside, but other than that, I've just got this beautiful plant collection. I'll be getting a lot more plants in the post soon, so I'm really excited. But in the meantime, I'm just in love with all my beautiful babies here. I just think they're wonderful, especially all the plants I have propagating at the moment. I'm just in love with, and just, yeah, this plant is just my number one. So I hope you enjoyed the plant tour. I'm gonna have lots more plant videos coming up. Shout out to everyone in Crazy Indoor Plant People Australia Facebook group. You guys gave me so many awesome ideas, and I'm really excited to start sharing the Australian plant community, especially because I think there's not a lot of content coming from Australia. We're also lucky to have some really beautiful plants that are endemic to this wonderful country. So I'm excited to share some of those with you, share my plant experiences, share if those Anthurium seeds will ever grow, if my African violet will come back to life. So please comment down below, let me know what your favorite plants are, what other videos you'd like to see, and all that shebang. Happy planting, guys!